the GST rollout, restaurants and cafes find themselves in a bit of a spot. While 3 separate GST slabs have been announced for restaurants across service categories, the uniform 18% tax slab for all air-conditioned restaurants, which form a large chunk of the F&B pie. This has left restaurateurs disappointed, and CNBC TV18's Jude Sannith finds out what impact GST will have on the F&B market.
In just days from now, restaurants and cafes across India will get set to pay one of 3 GST slabs, 5, 12 and 18%, depending on the size and revenue of the business. So how exactly will this impact the F&B industry? Is there clarity over the new system of billing? And more importantly, are your restaurant bills all set to get a tad expensive? Let's go get those answers.
Alcohol restaurants, 18%, standalone restaurants, 18%, 5-star hotels, 18%. There's no logic in this. I think restaurants like mine, which do not serve alcohol, which are on high street, should be in the category of around 12%. By the end of the month, we will do some calculations with respect to input tax credits that we get, approximate calculation, reduce our prices by maybe about 5-7%, and then add the 18% GST in which we fall.
The service category the GST is expected to impact the most includes restaurants like the one behind me. Non-air-conditioned outlets that currently pay just about 2% by way of service taxes, but will now pay a significantly higher 12% by way of GST. In fact, even air-conditioned restaurants that pay 8% by way of VAT and service taxes are now devising innovative ways to get around paying 18% in goods and service taxes.
They are saying we don't want AC restaurant anymore because the tax is very high. That's only they are shut down that. Only fan only they are running. That is only 12% only. That's why we are talking about that, waiting for 3 months. We will do that.
So while bills at most fine dine restaurants, barring a few, are all set to get dearer, for smaller eateries, it's business as usual. And that's because unorganized F&B businesses, like this one behind me, tell me that they aren't even aware of the GST rollout to begin with.
How am I supposed to pay tax for a cup of tea or a samosa that I serve for 8 rupees? My small business can't afford to pay these taxes. We will be forced to increase prices approximately by 5 to 10% in order to keep making profits.
So while all categories of F&B outlets are due for a visit from the taxman, questions surrounding GST's implementation and price impact continue to persist. And since most restaurants aren't willing to absorb the extra tax, be prepared to pay just a bit more for everything from your evening coffee to that slice of pizza. In Chennai, this is Jude Sannith.
All right, that was Jude.